Yes, hunty, y'all caught me on a good hair day. Looking like somebody's fine out. Hey guys, it's your girl Keandra, and I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be another story time. Now, I did a poll on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you do that at @that's_Keandra. And I did a poll, and I asked them what kind of video to upload today. It was either going to be a hair tutorial, a makeup tutorial, or a story time. And I think story time won since the last time I checked. So that's what y'all getting today. Oh my gosh, y'all look how much my hair is prospering. If you see my last video, I was so pissed because it wasn't growing, but it's growing. Okay, so anyways, if you're wondering what about my face, this look is called Moisturizing Carmex. That's all I have on. Build my eyebrows a little bit and put on mascara, and that's the look for today. Okay, so we're gonna get to the story time. The name of the story time is The Time That Chris Brown Curved Me. Yes, Chris Brown curved me. Okay, so let's get started. This took place about 12 years ago. I was 12. I'm 24 now, so this was 12 years ago, you guys. And I didn't realize Chris Brown has been out that long, but yes, he's been out over a decade. And it was 12 years, and it was like right when he just came out. So of course he had, Run It, Yo, that was like the hit songs. And he had went on tour with T-Pain. Like I mentioned in my first story time, I live around the Houston area. Like, I'm not from Houston, but if I wanted to ever see a concert or any type of thing, or to do anything fun, I would have to drive to Houston. So it was me and my best friend at the time. Oh, two of my really good friends. And it was another girl. It was a girl and a boy, and it was us three. And her mom had took us to the Chris Brown concert, and it was at Warehouse Live. So if you are from Houston, around that area, or familiar with, I guess, warehouses, it's like a stand-up concert. There's no seats. It's not like the Toyota Center or the NRG Center. It's just a big warehouse, and you have to stand up. Now, keep in mind, I'm short. I am 4'11" and a half, probably with my puff, maybe 5'1", And at that time, I was natural. Well, I was natural, but I got my hair pressed, like with a hot comb. And so I had long, of course, y'all hear those stories about girls who, oh, when I was little, I had long hair down here. No, I really did have like long hair, and it was pressed. So I was natural, but I wasn't like natural. I was just, my hair was always straightened. So went to the concert, and keep in mind, we're 12. I don't know why. Anyways, we were 12. We go to the concert, and we're waiting in line outside, and we're so excited. I remember I had my little prepaid phone from AT&T, but at the time it was called like Singular or something. And I had my little Chris Brown Run It ringtone, but it was like the Polytonic or whatever it's called ringtone. So it was like an instrumental, but it really wasn't an instrumental. It was like this, like it sounded like that. It was so annoying now that I think about it. But that was my ringtone. My screensaver was Chris Brown, and it was the kind, like, you would see those commercials on TVs with like the frog, and he was like, text this number and you can get this ringtone for 99 cents. Like, I did all of that. So I had the Chris Brown, screensaver, the Chris Brown Polytonic ringtone or whatever. And I remember being there at the concert, and his bus, it was his bus and T-Pain's bus. And I guess he was more famous than T-Pain because T-Pain just had like a regular tour bus, but his picture wasn't on it. But Chris Brown's bus was like decked out in Chris Brown pictures. So I saw him get out of his car. So of course everybody started going crazy. Everyone's trying to like leave their spot in line, blah blah. So when that happened, everybody got their spot. We moved up. I was like, this is dumb. Y'all not gonna get past security. Like, why y'all running towards his bus? Like, that's dumb. So me and my friends, we just scooted up. So we finally get into the warehouse, and I don't know where my friend's mom went. I guess there's like seating on the side of the warehouse somewhere, like in a balcony somewhere. Her mom just left us and was sitting up there and let us 3 12-year-olds out on the floor. Now, like I said, it's a stand-up concert. And yes, it was like a lot of kids there, but there were also teenagers, and they were also adults. So we're standing there, and T-Pain comes out first. Oh no, it was like some boy band. They were like a bootleg B2K. And I guess it didn't work out because I haven't seen them since. Like, I don't know what happened to that group. And we actually took pictures with that group, like after the concert. We was like, yes, we're gonna say this when y'all was famous, but they never blew up. So that was like a waste of a picture. But anyways, so The boy band came out, and then T-Pain and his crew came out. And I never forget, T-Pain was performing, and you know, he from Florida, so like they was hyped. You know, him and his hype man had dreads, all of that. His hype man fell off the stage. Like, that's how hype he was. I'll never forget, I just saw a grown man fly and hit the ground. He fell off stage. And that was that. But from what I remember, T-Pain is really, really talented. Like, he does not need auto-tune at all. Like, I can vouch for that. And so, yeah, I saw him. So then, after that, Chris Brown, it was time for Chris Brown to come out. So the crowd is getting hyped. Like, really, people was like grooving with T-Pain or whatever, but everybody was there to see Chris Brown. So the crowd started getting rowdy. Keep in mind, I'm 4'11" at the time. I've been 4'11" since the 6th grade. 4'11", getting body rocked by everybody. I mean, I'm getting trampled, squished, my hair's getting pulled. Like, everything that can happen, that can go wrong, is going wrong. And it gets to the point where I could not breathe. I lost my 2 other friends. I don't know where they went. They've been normal height their whole life, but I'm, you know, short. Somehow I lost them. So I'm getting body rocked, and I can't breathe. And I'm, like, screaming, like, yo, get off me, blah, blah. And so this lady next to me, she was like, she was trying to get the security guard, because it was like the stage, and then in front of the stage it was like a VIP section, and then you have the gate where everybody else was behind. So he's like, yo, sir, can you please get this child? Like, she's getting trampled, she can't breathe, like they gonna squish her, blah, blah. And so the security guard's like, all right. So he picks me up out of the crowd and puts me in the VIP section. And then he like walked away, and I was like, I mean, I ain't VIP, but I'm about to be VIP today. So I'm sitting there, and we're just waiting, and Chris Brown finally comes out. And Chris Brown, like, this is when he actually could like perform and sing live. Like, cause I've been to 4 Chris Brown concerts after this concert, and it just got worse and worse. But anyway, that's past point. This Chris Brown concert, like, he gave his all. Like, you can tell he was still innocent. He was still in it. He was just happy that his dream finally came true. His mom was actually on the stage. Like, she was behind the curtain, but if you were close to the stage, you could actually see her, like, smiling and crying and dancing and singing along. Like, it was just, like, a great moment. So we're sitting there, and keep in mind, my hair is natural, but it was pressed. So I'm sitting there, I'm dancing. I'm in VIP. It's probably, like, me and, like, 15 other people. I had room to breathe. I was getting water. Like, I was doing all this stuff. Didn't have no VIP pass. No nothing. And so, finally, they figured out that people were getting into VIP who shouldn't have been in VIP. But, I mean, I just didn't care. So, they were like, hey, if you're not supposed to be in VIP, blah, blah, then you need to move. And they announced it once. Like, the DJ announced it. And then, they said it one time. Then they went back. So, then Chris Brown started performing again. And I'll never forget. This is when he curved me. So he's singing Yo, and so he's sitting there, he's getting into it, and he comes to the stage, and he's like touching our hands, and I touched his hand, and he was just like, yo, oh, and he like looked at me, and I was like, why did he do that? And he kind of like grazed over my hand, like he didn't want to touch me anymore. And I was like, why did he do that? And so I started feeling my hair. My hair had went from bone straight to a huge afro. Like, it was a hot mess. And he looked like he was scared. Like, he was just kind of like, no. Like, you know, like, it was just, I'll never forget the look in his eyes when he went to, like, touch my hand, and then kind of just, like, he was, like, you know, holding everybody's hands, but he just went right past mine like it was nothing. Like, he didn't want to hold my hand. He, you know, how I got in VIP, like, what happened, who is this girl, and why she looked like a booger wolf. Like, that's how he looked at me, and I'll never forget that. And so I didn't think nothing of it. I was just happy. I was like, I got his sweat on my hand, and blah, blah. And I think he, like, we were so close, he spit on me. You know, he has a lisp because of that tooth, y'all. And he spit on me. Like, that's how close I was to him. But they shut his set down again. It was just like, everybody get out of VIP. If you don't have VIP pass, blah, blah. So at that point, security is coming in. They're like pushing everybody out. So I left. I go all the way to the back of the warehouse. And that's where I found my friends. And they were like, Kendra, where you been? I was like, I was up there in VIP touching them. And they was like, what happened to your hair? And I was like, do y'all not hear me? Like, I just touched Chris Brown. And they were just like, Keandra, your hair. And so I didn't care nothing about it. I was like on cloud 9 because I had touched Chris Brown or whatever. And so the concert ends. We go outside. That's when we met the boy band that opened up for him. And my friend actually took pictures. I took the picture, but I didn't get in the picture because I knew my hair was a mess. We got back to our hometown. We had school the next day. Keep in mind, we're 12. We're in the 7th grade. We had school the next day. My friend stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning flat ironing my hair because it was a huge afro so it could be presentable for the next day at school. And like, that's just how bad it was. And it was so funny when I look back on it because I didn't care. Like, I was just so happy I touched Chris Brown. Chris Brown spit on me. I got Chris Brown sweat on me. All of that. And then 12 years later, I think about it, that dude curved me. He curved the mess out of me. And I should really be embarrassed, but I didn't really care back then. I was just happy to meet Chris Brown. And I remember we went to school the next day with our little Chris Brown t-shirts. Like, we thought we were so cool, and everybody was jealous of us. And yeah, so after that, I think I went to like 3 or 4 more Chris Brown concerts. I think last time I saw him was probably last year for Valentine's Day in New Orleans. And I mean, he's a great performer. He needs to work on his live singing though. But yeah, so that was the time that I got curved by Chris Brown. I'm not too sad about it. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Like, I honestly was just happy. So yeah. This is your first time viewing my channel. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. Thumbs up for more story times. And if you have any suggestions on what type of videos you want to see, make sure you comment them down below. And until next time, bye guys.